Hello, Sam. Our group is called Iconic Management. It consists of 5 members: Sam Whitaker, Paul Hussey, Amir Maloney, Alistair Nicol, and myself, Dan Manovic. Our enterprise we've chosen to study and advise in regards to quality management is Kmart. Kmart is an international corporation owned by Wesfarmers. They have a huge responsibility to deliver quality products, quality services, while also providing lowest prices for affordable families and individuals every single day. In order for Kmart to achieve this, they must prioritize elements of their business. This is achieved through analysing the following concepts of quality control. In this, we'll be going through the 4 quality pillars of customer satisfaction, process improvement, fact-based management, and empowered performance. We're breaking them down and looking at lots of elements of it, and really just getting a good in-depth look of what are the problems that Kmart faces with the everyday-to-day business. The main one we seem to have found is customer satisfaction, and customers aren't very happy with the way they're being treated inside the store, and especially to deal with the returns policies and stakeholders, Wesfarmers shareholders, centre management, suppliers, and manufacturers. Our priority is customers. They hold the biggest priority in the store at the moment, and we're going to try and keep them happy so we have lots of return sales. Services. Dissatisfies are customer service, satisfiers are trading, exciters are 24-hour trading. Process improvements that we'll be going into will be the work processes. Customer service is the main one, as we always looked at. Also, we're going into till handling, just for our guys on the registers to be getting faster and faster, so then they'll be able to actually get more customers served faster, which means happier customers, and the stocking of the shelves, so we can have more stock on shelves in case a customer decides they want to return something and it's actually faulty. We'll have this stock on shelves so we can get it immediately replaced, and all is well. Some improvements that we decided that we should make are cost reductions, so by employing younger staff to do the job that a 20-year-old can do. If a 16-year-old can do it as well, we'll hire them, so we're reducing costs, which is a great thing. Our competitiveness is going to be competitive prices, and we've also got a large market audience. Kmart is currently in the process of cornering the market with its lower prices and its resources, and then what it's going to do is eventually just start building up its profits once other competitors are out of business. It's a very aggressive scheme, but it's working currently. Our process qualification levels, so we'll be looking at the spontaneous level. So with the spontaneous level and the type of training they receive is mainly the recovery stuff, so the guys that walk around, they'll be fixing up the shelves and they'll be putting stuff back, and that's normally done late at night. It's a very informalized system, and it all depends on how the individual does it. And also our customer service staff. This is why customer service is also a big issue. They'll be walking around and they wouldn't actually know how to interact with customers. They'll be sort of just standing there, they'll try to avoid customers, they can't be bothered, and this is something we have to deal with. Initialization will be stock processing staff. They have a slight understanding of how to do things, they have a set regimen, but nothing too great. They sort of just do it as they do. Formalized is more register stuff and company training and stuff. With that, we actually break down and we have a set level of training for those guys, because they'll be dealing with money and till handling, and we've got to get that looking really, really good. And our optimized level of performance is from the management staff. Now, the management staff have a strict guideline on the way they do things. Now, with the fact-based management, we follow the fact rather than the power. So trends are based on sales, so we'll be looking at that and estimating future stock based on the stores and the sales. We'll be doing that as well. Also the knowledge of statistics. If we look at it in an example of defects in toasters, if we have 5 to 6 faulty toasters per 200 pallets, that's acceptable because they come from China and there's a lot of shipping involved, a lot of things we dead on arrival, as we call it. If it comes out of the pallet and it's broken, we deal with that. 5 to 6 is okay out of 200, but if it's a little bit higher, we'll say 15 for example, that's when there'll be head office, will be called, and there'll be an official investigation launched into why the manufacturer has sent us so many dodgy products. And now empowered performance is one of the main things that we found is a problem with the customer service. People at work do not feel like they physically have to do these things. They feel like they're just getting paid just to walk around, and that's a real problem. Understanding that it's a very meaningful part that their job is, even if it's just cleaning up the store, they understand that they need to be cleaning up, putting stock back so we're not losing sales. Also need to be understanding and talking to customers and whatnot. And they also need to understand the impact that they're making. This is very important because most of what we found is Kmart employees don't actually understand their role and they don't understand the impact that they're doing on the business. So we're going to go more into that. So now we're going to look at the customer requirements. So there is a failure to meet the customer requirements in the sense of rework. There's lots of failure to communicate and the guys won't be talking to each other, and they will have to go back to an area, rework it, and it just gets annoying. Then there's also lost and missing info on hold items. So we'll be losing sales on the fact that something was put on hold but it wasn't put in the correct location just due to slack labor and they didn't want to do anything. So then we lose a sale and then that affects our bottom line. Scrap supplier, so if the mirrors or glass, for example, are delivered, that will get broken rather easily, so it's not being dealt with care, and that's more stuff that we're getting lost. 100% inspection, so they will have to start looking at stock much more thoroughly before it comes out of the packet and onto the shop floor. They need to just check it in the back room to make sure it does not end up on the floor so it does not get sold accidentally. You need to start changing the process of staff with better experience, and we need to start training them a lot better just so they have that better customer service so we can get more profits. Updating services, new products. So with updating services, we'll have more PDTs, which are portable handheld devices. With those things there, we could scan barcodes, find out exactly how much stock we have on the shelves, better Wi-Fi signal so those things can actually link up to our intranet. Have an issue of self-serve registers going down, and that's costing us money in the fact that we have to repair it, and it's also putting a couple of registers out. We've also have lots of DVDs being stolen. Last financial year, the estimate was roughly $350,000 worth of DVD stock has been stolen. Lots of shortcuts being taken around the store, so there's excess stock that's being scattered around on the ground and it's not exactly being put inside the correct location, and stuff is getting shifted left to right, and it all starts to sort of bug up and nothing really works very well. There's also lots of non-value added activities which are very important to the store, so such as presentation of the stock. So with the, let's say, a toaster going up on shelf, there's not just toaster going on shelf, it has to be a new way of toaster goes on shelf, has to be clean edge of the box, has to be lined up perfectly with the one above it and the one below it, and everything will be brought into I-line, by-line. That way we'll get excellent results and stock will sell much faster. There's lots of external costs as well, so if the complaints go to the store manager, then what will happen is that store manager will receive X amount of complaints, and then we'll have to get an internal audit done by Kmart head office, which comes out of the store's budget.